Financial friend, you can. With Experience No Ding Decline. Get the Experience app now. Experience. Keep that shower fresh feeling all day with Dove Antiperspirant. 72 hours sweat and odor protection. Powered by Ceramide technology. Visibly healthier, smoother skin for always in confidence. Dove 72-hour protection. Underarm skincare.
James Cash, what's going on? My boy tapped in late night. Man, them damn Dodgers, man. Oh my gosh, man. I ain't even gonna hold you when I say I was rooting for them damn Blue Jays. I was rooting for them damn Blue Jays, James Cash. You know I'm a Giants fan. You know how our rivalry get. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you this. I was watching it, right? I'm gonna tell you this. Once the Dodgers tied the game up in the ninth, 4-4, you know what I mean, at 4 runs, I knew it right there. I was like, the Dodgers gonna win. I knew it because in any sport, when you absolutely insane game, bro, insane series, insane postseason, but in any sport, when you playing against a team like the Dodgers, that for one, they the defending champions. And they just a great team. When you got them on the ropes, you gotta kick them while they down, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep your foot on their neck. You just got to do that. And Toronto wasn't able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And once they allowed for the Dodgers to tie it up at 4 runs in the ninth, I already knew right there. I said, y'all, you playing. Y'all playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not y'all playing around. Y'all playing around with a great team. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I'm a Giants fan, so I was rooting against y'all, but I would definitely respect it. Salute, you know what I'm saying? And y'all back-to-back champions. We never went back-to-back, but we did win 3 and 5 years. You know what I mean? 2010, 2012, 2014. You know what I'm saying? I went to all 3 parades. So that was dope. But yeah, man. Dodgers came through, do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? Blue Jays let them hang around. And it was all bad. James Cash said Dodgers play well under pressure. I see that. I see that. You know what I mean? They definitely play well under pressure. Now that's something right there you gotta respect. Even as a rival of my team, you know what I'm saying? I always respect teams and players that play well under pressure. You know what I mean? That step up in the big moment. You know what I'm saying? When they absolutely have to have it. You know what I mean? That's been my only thing about, speaking of, I'm finna do the NFL Week 8 recap. You know what I'm saying? And Week 9 starting in the morning. Well, actually, Week 9 already started on Thursday night, but all the games don't start till this morning. But I wanted to come knock this out before the game started. You know what I'm saying? I've been kind of lagging this week, man. I should have been did this a few days ago, but I just kind of been lagging. But that's been my only thing against my favorite player, you know what I mean? One of my favorite players in the league, Lamar Jackson. A couple of weeks ago, me and a couple of the people in the chat was kind of going back and forth with that. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to blame John Harbaugh. And I'm like, the Jays absolutely choked. Busy watching YouTube. Facts. But that people trying to blame John Harbaugh, bro. I'm like, bro, John Harbaugh already won a Super Bowl. He already won a Super Bowl as a head coach. How you blaming him? You know what I'm saying? Like he's not on the field to make the mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like a coach only got so much power, bro. It's like tonight. You know what I mean? It was just a bad night for me in sports. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors, absolutely horrific loss, bro. Just horrible loss. You playing against a team that's 0-5, ain't won a game all year. And I know it's still early in the season. They're without their top, like, 3 best players. You got all your players. And they on the second night of a back-to-back. And you controlled the game and found a way to lose to these fools down the stretch. And then so after the game, I'm going to all the post-game shows on YouTube and all that stuff. Everybody want to talk about Steve Kerr's rotations. Bro, miss me with that. Miss me with that, bro. My favorite player, Steph Curry, had a god-awful game. He's the reason why the Warriors lost this game. Period, point blank. Oh, looked like Steph Curry was tired. And, man, I don't want it. Ain't nobody. How? The Pacers just played last night. So they not tired. The Warriors didn't even play last night. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about this man was tired. This boy wasn't tired. He sucked. That's why they lost. Period, point blank. But they trying to blame Steve Kerr and the rotations. They ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. But I'm saying that to say players got to show up in the big moments, you know what I'm saying, when they absolutely have to. And that's what the Dodgers did. The Dodgers showed up, you know what I mean, when they absolutely had to. Came through in the clutch, man. It was a great game, great series, and all that. But yep, Snax on Sports. I'm back with another one, man. I'm finna do this week 8 recap real quick, man. I'm 3-4 days late with this, but I'm trying to just get it knocked out before week 9 starts this morning, or before the rest of the game start. NFL. So I'm gonna probably run through this, but this ain't gonna be no 3-4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Live. It's probably gonna be maybe an hour or so at most. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run through this and get up off here so I can at least get a few hours of sleep in before all the games start this morning. All right. What's going on with y'all though, gang? NFL. The home run to take the lead 5-4 was the finisher. Facts. Busy watching YouTube said we don't have enough shooting. Same story, different year. Our Dubs choked last night too, bro. Facts. To me, the Warriors got everything they need, bro. They just got to, they was up 11 points. And I ain't going to talk about this too much because I want to talk about the NFL right now. I'll get to the Warriors tomorrow or something. You know what I'm saying? But they was up 11 points. And I'm not saying being up 11 with 6 minutes to go means that you guaranteed to win the game. It don't mean you guaranteed to win the game, especially this era, you know what I'm saying, the way the 3-ball is. But being up 11, having all the momentum with 6 minutes to go in the game, they just got through playing last night. They without their top 3 or 4 best players Like, bro, you should close out that game. You got Steph, you got Jimmy, you got Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Kuminga. Like y'all supposed to find a way to close out that game, bro. This team hadn't won a game all year yet. You know what I'm saying? But they just so happen to find a way to get their first win against y'all. So a team can always, you always want to get better, but I think the Warriors got everything they need. They got to stop with the little funky little turnovers. And it's less of, to me, it's less of us need more shooting and more of, these last two games, they're getting back into turning the ball over, these little kitty elementary school turnovers, especially Steph Curry. And the defense is not where it's supposed to be right now, bro. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? The defense is suspect right now, especially point of attack defense. That should help some. We should get helped out with that some once DeAnthony Melton returns. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the Warriors got everything they need, bro. They just blew the game. They just choked. They just blew the game. Like, get a stop, bro. Like, goodness, damn gracious, bro. And then you let Charles Jackson Jr. Like, come on, bro. Like, y'all letting straight the players that's supposed to be scrubs dominate y'all. The previous night, it was Ryan Rollins. You know what I mean? A player that we drafted. You know what I'm saying? They let that fool go off and beat him against the Bucks. And Giannis didn't even play. Like, come on, bro. Like, I ain't y'all supposed to be a championship contender team and y'all blowing games. Like, these is the type of games early in the season that calls for you to have to, down the stretch of the season, be having to play hella hard and all that so you can try to avoid the play-in. Okay, they was 4-1 going into the game against the Milwaukee Bucks. You lose that game, okay, when you should have won. They without Giannis, I'm sorry, you should win. Then you go into tonight against the Pacers. You should win that game. They was 0-5. They came into the game the worst shooting team in the league. Now you 4-3. You should be 6-1. You know what I'm saying? You got to win these games, bro. You got to win these games. Losing these type of games is how you end up being in the play-in. You feel me? Facts. James Cash said, do I believe Steph can get 6 rings before retirement? That's going to be hard. I think they can get one more. You know what I mean? And this would be the year. They got the team, bro. They got the team to be able to do it. They got it. They got a roster. They got a deep roster. You know what I'm saying? They just gotta play buttoned up. You know what I mean? He can get at least one more though. You know what I'm saying? To get to 5. 6, that's gonna be, you know what I mean? That's 2 more whole rings. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, let's get this 5th one first. You feel me? But yeah, let me get into this, man. So week 8 started out last week with Vikings and the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Chargers mollywop their ass. You know what I'm saying? Bopped them on top of the head. End up getting the win, 37-10. Let me kind of remind myself what happened, because these games is basically a week ago now. So I need to look at the stats to kind of remind myself. Oh, Carson Wentz, I believe, got hurt that game. J.J. McCarthy, they say J.J. McCarthy going to be coming back. So I like J.J. McCarthy. You know what I mean? He came from my second favorite college, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? But J.J. McCarthy is showing himself to be injury prone. So hopefully he comes back and is able to stay healthy for the remainder of the year, finish out the year, because the coach, Kevin O'Connell, definitely put his job on the line, you know what I'm saying, by choosing a rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, who was a rookie last year, over Sam Darnold, who was was 14-2 last year at one point, you know what I'm saying, before they lost the last game of the season and then their first playoff game, and was damn near an MVP candidate last year. You feel me? So hopefully J.J. McCarthy can come back and make Kevin O'Connell look like a genius. But yeah, but and Justin Jefferson, you know what I mean? Justin Jefferson had a solid game, 7 catches, 74 yards. No touchdowns though, but he's kind of going a little bit under the radar this year, you know what I'm saying? Because the team is, mediocre, you know what I'm saying? And their quarterbacks have played mediocre for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But he's still one of the best receivers in the league. James Cash said Tampa Bay Bucks are dangerous. Yep, they've been playing good. They lost against I'll get to them in a minute. I can't remember if it was the week before last that they lost or last week. But let me look at the Chargers stats. Yeah, Justin Herbert balled out 18-25, 227. 227 yards, 72% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, and interception. I think, was this game in London? I think it might not have been, but yeah, Justin Herbert balled out. The Chargers get back on track, you know what I mean? Because the past few weeks they've been kind of looking, you know what I mean? They've been kind of suspect. They've been kind of suspect the past couple weeks after starting out 3-0 or 4-0 or whatever. Whoever K Vital is, I don't know who that is, but he definitely ran the stuffing out of the ball. 23 attempts, 23 rush attempts, 117 yards. You feel me? A touchdown, an average of 5 runs, 5 yards a carry. You feel me? The ball was spread around as far as the receivers go. McConkey, 6 catches, 88 yards, a touchdown. Gadsden, 5 catches, 77 yards, a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Keenan Allen, 4 catches, 44 yards. So the Chargers, I forgot Khalil Mack was on this team. Khalil Mack forced a fumble. Yeah, man. But yeah, the Chargers went on ahead and bopped them on top of the head. You know what I'm saying? And that was it for that. So, come on, damn. So the Chargers is 5-3 now. The Vikings fall to 3-4. I think. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Yep. Okay. So this is week 9 right here. I was about to say, didn't the Dolphins just lose to somebody? But yeah. So I'm doing week 8. You know what I'm saying? Dolphins, Falcons. So the Falcons lose to the Dolphins in week 8 by a score of 34-10. So that means the Falcons have lost 2 games in a row because the week before they lost to us. and then they lose to the Dolphins. So the Falcons had kind of been gaining a little bit of momentum. You know what I'm saying? As far as how they've been playing and how their offense was looking, they beat the Bills 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So people was kind of high on them, but now they done lost 2 in a row. What Tua do? Tua was 20 or 26, 205 yards, 4 touchdowns. Tua played well. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play well in this past game on Thursday against the Ravens, but he played well last week. Jalen Waddle, 5 catches, 99 yards, a touchdown. Um, so yeah, the Falcons lost all momentum that they had. Just they didn't took 2 bad losses in a row. Kirk Cousins, I didn't realize that Kirk Cousins played. I wonder what happened to what's his name? What happened to what's his name for the Falcons? The quarterback, their starting quarterback, the rookie from last year, Penix. Penix. What happened to Penix? Did he get hurt? I think he might have got hurt. I know he just didn't get pulled. It got to be an injury. So, but anyway, Kirk Cousins played. Didn't have a bad game as far as completion percentage wise, but 173 yards. In today's game, that could be a little better. No touchdowns, but no interceptions. He was just okay. Bijan Robinson did not have a good game at all. 9 carries, 25 yards. And that's most likely because they was down the whole game. So, you got to throw the ball in order to try to catch up quick. Kyle Pitts, 9 catches, 59 yards. Yeah, the Falcons, the Falcons lost all the momentum that they had coming into the Niners game the week before this game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but when I'm gonna do the week 9 recap, I'm gonna do week 9 recap. Earlier in the week, next week, you know what I mean, and talk about the Dolphins' loss to the Baltimore Ravens. A few days ago, 2 days ago. And so they won this game the previous week, but then they followed it up with a bad loss against the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is back. But yeah, the Dolphins are a bad team this year. You know what I'm saying? They should be better than what their record is, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? This game right here against the Falcons, improved their record from 1-6 to 2-6. You know what I'm saying? But now they 2-7 with the loss against the Ravens on Thursday night. And then, like I said, the Falcons are now 3-4, but they were 3-2. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they done lost all momentum. All right, next game. Like I said, I'm gonna run through these. Next game, Ravens versus the Bears. The Ravens beat the Bears by a final score of 30-16. The Ravens improved to 2-5 with that win. Now they 3-5 with just beating up on the Dolphins Thursday night. And the Bears fall to 4-3. Lamar Jackson is back now, but since I'm on week 8, he wasn't back for that game yet. He came back week 9 a few days ago, Thursday night. That was his first game back, and they look like the Ravens again all of a sudden. But Tyler Huntley is who played for them in week 8. And he did well, 17-22, completion percentage of 77%, 186 yards. You know what I'm saying? A touchdown, no interceptions, was sacked twice. Derrick Henry, 21 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. You feel me? Tyler Huntley is a mobile quarterback, so he scrambled for 8 attempts, 53 yards. Zay Flowers, 7 catches, 63 yards. You know, so the Ravens went on ahead and put it on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see. Trying to see what they did to dominate the game like that. And then for the Bears, Caleb Williams, 25-38, 285 yards, 65% completion percentage, no touchdowns, interception. Odunze, whatever, balled out. He had 7 catches for 114 yards, no touchdowns though. So that was the one bright spot for the Bears. But the one thing coming up out of that game that I just wanted to speak on real quick was the whole thing of Caleb Williams kind of coming out and being somewhat defiant against I don't know if it was the offensive coordinator or the head coach or both, but something happened where, because I heard about this on First Take, something happened where after the game, you know, either the offensive coordinator for the Bears or the head coach, and forgive me if it's the same person. I know the head coach of the Bears came from the Detroit Lions. I know his name. I just forget it right now, but I believe it was the offensive coordinator. But the offensive coordinator came out and basically said he was talking in post game. He was talking to the media and talking about a specific play. You know what I mean? And a play where obviously it wasn't successful. Caleb Williams, you know, threw the ball somewhere, and I guess I don't know if Caleb Williams made the wrong read or whatever, but the offensive coordinator basically said what Caleb should have did was such and such and such and such. He should have he should have threw the ball into a different receiver. You know, there was a different read that was there that he should have went there instead of doing what he did. Caleb Williams comes out. The media let Caleb Williams know that's what the offensive coordinator said, or the head coach, whoever it was. And Caleb Williams comes out and says, "Oh no, I made the right read. You know what I'm saying? I did the right thing. That's what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Type ish." And my only thing with that is like, bro, if you're gonna be doing that, because that's you basically showing up your authority. You basically showing up your coach or your offensive coordinator by coming out and saying, nah, he's wrong by saying I should have made a different read or went somewhere else with the ball. I went where I should have went. I made the right play. So I'm right, he's wrong. Like, bro, you for one, it's a different way to handle that in the media. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a different way to say that, even if you think that that's right. You know what I'm saying? Because your stature in the league, you know what I mean, is not there yet, bro, for you to be so defiant like that. You know what I'm saying? Um and so if you're gonna do that, like, bro, like, you got to ball out now. Like if you're gonna be, combative in opposing the your authority, your coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come out and ball. It can't be no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with stuff like that, because when you do stuff like that, now you put a target on your back for people like me, to where I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. Like I said, the only thing with that is, even if you feel like you made the right play and the coach was wrong, there's a more professional way to go about it and say it in the media, versus just trying to, like, show him up like that. And you know what I mean? Because it's like, who are you, bro? You just a second year quarterback, a second year player that's trying to figure out the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Trying to navigate your way through becoming a truly successful quarterback in this league. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got the type of stature to where you could just be an insubordinate like that and go against what your coaches is saying and make it seem like you right and they wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna do that, you better ball out now. You ain't got no choice. You better ball out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, they're gonna come back to what you said, and they're gonna be like, huh, I thought you said you know what I mean, you was talking like you that nigga. Like, you know what the hell you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody, hey, you can't be told nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You feel me? So that's the one thing that I wanted to say coming up out of that game. But and I understand, coming off a loss, it's frustrating and all that. But come on, bro, don't show up your coaches like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna come back to haunt you more than come back to haunt them. They just the coaches. You know what I'm saying? They just a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not out there on the field. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they may get the brunt of it, as far as, if the team don't do well, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna, say this and say that about the coach. But if you don't do well, you know what I mean? It's out there we got the tape to see it, you know what I mean? And then they're gonna run back what you said, you know what I mean, about you was right and they was wrong. And they're gonna be like, well, what happened on it? What's going on? If you so right and they so wrong, you know what I'm saying? Why you can't seem to get it right on the field, big dog? You feel me? That's just what's gonna happen. So I hate that he did that, because he put himself in that type of situation. Now you got to ball out. You have to ball out. All right, next game. And I don't know Caleb Williams, but he just comes across as like a little, a little arrogant, a little, too much of, like, you know what I mean? I'm that nigga. I'm Himothy. You can't tell me nothing. I'm Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? I won the Heisman Trophy at USC, and look what I did at USC. Bro, this ain't USC. This ain't college. So don't make give a damn what you did at USC. That don't carry over into the, and not only on top of that, like, I think it was Mad Dog that said it. It's like, bro, it's two other quarterbacks that's in your draft, that was in your draft class, and they actually playing better than you, if not flat out just better than you. In Jaden Daniels, I know Jaden Daniels is having a little rough year right now with the injuries and stuff like that, but he was picked after you and led his team to the NFC Championship game last year. And then Drake May, who got drafted last year. You know what I'm saying? He's leading the New England Patriots to being one of the most surprised teams of this year, and having them kind of like be ahead of schedule in their progression where they supposed to be at. You feel me? Where people thought that they would be. You know what I'm saying? They're a little ahead of schedule with that. You know what I mean? So they're already showing themselves to be a good team. You know what I'm saying? So the nerve for you to talk and feel like you this and that, and you was the first pick of the draft, and two quarterbacks that was picked after you playing better than you, or just flat out better than you. So, but we'll see. Next game we got Bills and Panthers. Bills ain't really too much to talk about with this one. Bills blew out the Panthers by a score of 40-9. Bills go to 5-2. Panthers fall to 4-4. The Panthers have kind of like somewhat surprisingly been playing okay. You know what I'm saying? Like they were 4-3 going into last week, and then they lost that game. So, and even now they 4-4. You know what I mean? After 8 games, most people wouldn't have probably thought that the Panthers would be 4-4. They would probably think after 8 games, the Panthers would be more like 2-6, 3-5, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Probably more along the lines of 2-6. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they 500 right now, they have been playing a little bit better than expected, but it all came crashing down this past week when they ran up against the Bills. The Bills really showed them like, hey, big dog, I know y'all been playing cool, but we finna bop y'all on top of the head one time real quick. You feel me? So, and the Bills needed that win as well because they kind of been, you know what I mean? They kind of been iffy the past 2 or 3 weeks. Josh Allen didn't have to do too much. The game was over quick. Josh Allen was 12-19, 163 yards, 63% completion percentage, a touchdown, no interceptions. His backup, Mitchell Trubisky, even got in and got a little run. You feel me? Jay Cook. I'm not sure if it's James Cook or whatever, but yeah. That's why they won. James Cook, running back for the Buffalo Bills, had 19 carries for 216 yards. I mean, he ran roughshod all over the damn Carolina Panthers defense. So that was the game right there. 2 touchdowns. He averaged 11 yards a carry. His longest run was 64 yards. So yeah, that was the difference in the game right there. You feel me? Facts. Straight up. Straight up, man. Everybody in the chat, give your boy a like one time, man. You understand me? I know it ain't a whole bunch of people up in here. I went live late, but yeah. But yeah, man, ain't really too much to say about that one, man. The Bills went on ahead and did what they were supposed to do. That was a get right week. A get right game. Get right against the Panthers. You feel me? So they went on ahead and did that. But The Bills got the Bills got they got some stuff to consider because New England is balling out. Facts. New England is actually number one in that division right now. You know what I mean? Just by the fact that they've played more games, they haven't had their bye yet, so they're 6-2, and Buffalo is 5-2. So, and New England beat Buffalo this year in the one time they've played. So even if the Buffalo Bills were 6-2, New England will still have the tiebreaker so far. You feel me? But next game, Bryce Young. Oh, let me see. Let me look at the stats for the Panthers. Oh, Bryce Young is hurt right now, so Andy Dalton played. That's why they got blew out like that. Andy Dalton has, you know what I mean, the red rifle. You know what I mean? He's still a solid little quarterback, but, you know, he ain't, you know. He ain't finna do nothing major. 16-24, 175 yards, 66% completion percentage, no touchdowns, through an interception. Running game, Dowdle, 8 carries, 54 yards. Hubbard, 12 carries, 34 yards. Next game, Jets, Bengals. The Jets got their first win of the year, okay, against the Bengals. This was a good game. Final score 39-38. The Jets finally won the game. You know what I'm saying? Both teams played well. You know, wasn't a whole bunch of defense being played. The Bengals lost, even though they scored 38 points. You would think, you know what I mean? You scored 38 points, that's usually a win. You understand me? But they let the Jets hang around. And Justin Fields was 21 of 32 for 244 yards, completion percentage of 65%, a touchdown. B. Hall, whoever that is, 18 carries, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is a game where the Bengals were up. They was up in the first quarter, 10-0. Then in the second quarter, both teams scored basically the same amount. 14 points scored by the Bengals, 13 scored by the Jets. But still, after at the half, the game was 24-13, Bengals. And then the Bengals outscored them in the third quarter. So it was 31-16. And then in the fourth quarter, the Jets outscored the Bengals 23-7, bro. They allowed for the Jets to rally in the fourth quarter and come back and secure the win. You know what I'm saying? This is a game that the Bengals should have had. Joe Flacco did all he can do. 21 of 34 for 323 yards, 223 yards, 61% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, a sack. They had a solid running game. Perrine had 9 carries for 94 yards, a touchdown, with a long of 32. Brown had 12 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown, a long of 22. They both had great averages per carry. Perrine averaged 10 yards a carry on 9 rushes. C. Brown averaged 6 yards a carry on rushes. Jamar Chase, 12 receptions, 91 yards. Jamar Chase been balling out. Stephen A. did his A-list top 5 receivers in the league, to his opinion, a couple of days ago, and he had Jamar Chase at number 1, and I tend to agree. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, it's a toss-up between him and Jefferson, but Jamar Chase is going to get a little bit more of the nod for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he's doing a little bit more with less. I mean, they both, are playing with quarterbacks that are like backups or whatever. I mean, Joe Flacco for the Bengals, he can still start on a lot of teams. He's just older now. You know what I'm saying? He's just older. So, he'll have a game where he'll give you a good game, then he may give you a mediocre game, then he'll give you a good game, then he may give you a bad game, then he'll give you an okay game, then he'll give you a mediocre game, then he'll give you a good game. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, T. Higgins had a catch for 44 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, the Bengals played well last week. They just couldn't close the deal. But, yeah, so, but I got no dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Jamar Chase. I'm a fan of Joe Burrow. So I want them to kind of like keep winning to possibly give Joe Burrow an opportunity to be able to come back in December. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to damn near win out. The Bengals, in order for that to realistically happen, they're 3-5. Man, hey, Sizzle, I'm on crackhead hours right now, bro. I'm just doing a quick little live. I'm just doing it like this because, man, I've been lagging. You know what I'm saying? I've been lagging this week, and week 9 is getting ready to start in a few hours this morning. So I wanted to go on, knock out the week 8 recap. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of running through it quick. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be on here long tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm already damn near halfway through. Plus, a lot of teams was on their bye week this week anyway. So, but yeah, you're right. I'm on crackhead hours for sure. But what I was saying was, so the Bengals is 3-5. You know what I mean? That's basically halfway through the season. So the Bengals are, and shout out my boy, the young homie, Goated Leangelo. It's why I should have did this earlier in the week, because I know Goated ain't on here. He probably sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I would have teased Goated a little bit, like, man, what's going on with your Bengals, man? You feel me? But especially a bad loss to the Jets. You know what I mean? They was winless. Y'all let them get their first win of the year against y'all. But, it happens. But the Bengals, in order for that to happen, like I said, because Joe Burrow does have an opportunity to come back, it'll be like December, though. You know what I'm saying? and it would only be real. It would only be realistic for him to come back if they had an opportunity to make the playoffs. And to make the playoffs, they 3-5. They could lose a few more games and still make a wild card. But the Bengals is 3-5. They got 9 games left. They gonna have to go at least 6-3 the remainder of the year. That's at least, bro. That's gonna put them at 9-8. You know what I'm saying? In order for them to have a realistic chance at squeaking into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? As a wild card, I believe they're gonna have to at least be 9-8. So that means they would have to go 6-3 the remainder of the year. It's gonna be tough. All right, next game. Niners, Texans. Texans bopped us on top of the head. You know what I'm saying? Bad loss. Just a bad loss, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the Niners looked like they just didn't come to. Offense couldn't move the ball. Defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. Nobody looked like they could do nothing. You understand me? Like I had my Niners shirt on halfway through the game, man. I turned the game off, took my shirt off, man, and put on a regular t-shirt, man. I'm like, bro, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when teams get right against us. Just like I said tonight with the Warriors, bro. Like, y'all played the Pacers, bro, who came into the game 0-5. Hadn't won a game all year yet. They're without their top 3 or 4 players, minus Pascal Siakam. You know what I'm saying? They on the second night of a back-to-back, and y'all let them do what they did, man. It's like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I hate when a team that I root for play against a bad team or a team that ain't playing well at the moment, and they find a way to get right against us. You feel me? And it's the same thing happened with the Texans. The Texans came into that game 2-4, hadn't been playing well. You know what I'm saying? But they found a way to get their offense going against us. You feel me? Like, but nobody played well, bro. Nobody played well for my Niners at all. Let me look at the stats. Mac Jones didn't have a horrible game, but he didn't have a great game either. He was pressured a lot. Our offensive line ain't playing well. Defensive line can't get no type of pressure on their quarterback. Christian McCaffrey only ran the ball 8 times for 25 yards, but I understand why, because they was down. And Kyle Shanahan is trying to, for one, we started out to get, like, this was pure domination by the Houston Texans, bro. They absolutely dominated the game. The time of possession was dominated by the Texans. We didn't really get nothing going until the second half. Jawan Jennings he's not playing well. He had a big catch, but it came after a drop. And early in the game, he had a bad face mask penalty that erased a third down, potential first down run from Mac Jones. You know what I'm saying? And they just didn't come to play. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know what I mean? Get a Texans credit. Texans got a good defense. CJ Stroud had one of those CJ Stroud games. You know what I mean? And he ain't been playing like that. He probably had one more good game this year besides this one. You know what I'm saying? Every other game, he ain't been playing so well, but he was 30 of 39, 318 yards, 76% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, an interception. I mean, they did whatever they wanted to do, and we couldn't stop them. Facts. So, with that loss, the Niners fall to 5-3. Texas improved to 3-4, I believe. Yep. So yeah, but just a bad loss, bro. A bad loss for us. We got this morning when the game starts. Oh, we got the New York Giants. That's not gonna be an easy game. The thing about that loss against the Texans, bro, is it's like, bro, it's a winnable game against a team that has not been playing well, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we need all the wins we can get right now with how many injuries we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a game that we could have won without the injuries. Even we could have won even with the injuries that we got, but they just didn't. They didn't show up. They didn't show up at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Overall, we still 5-3. You know what I mean? After 8 games. So, you know, over our next 8 games, if we go 5-3, that's gonna put us at 10-6. And all I want to do as a Niner fan, my goal is for us to get to 10 wins. Just get to 10 wins. You know what I mean? That'll give us a record of 10-7. And at 10 wins, I believe that will give us a solid little playoff seeding. You know what I mean? So, and everything is still right there for us as far as our division goes. You know what I'm saying? Everything is still right there for us. But yeah, we'll see what happens this week against the Giants. But Jackson Dart been playing well. The Giants are kind of like, you know, they got some momentum right now. We playing in New York, so it ain't no guarantees. Facts. So we'll see what happens this morning. We got an early game at 10 a.m. So next game, Browns, Patriots. Patriots improved to 6-2. The Browns fall to 2-6. It's the doo-doo Browns, bro. They trash. Everybody know the Browns ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Solid defense, but they ain't doing nothing. The Patriots doing a thing. And I said this before. I predicted that Mike Vrabel, their first year head coach for them, you know what I mean? I predicted that he would win the coach of the year. But I didn't predict that. I predicted he would win coach of the year at a record of like 9-8, 10-7, because that would be an improvement, you know what I mean, from previous years. And so, but I didn't predict they would get off to a 6-2 start. You know what I'm saying? They sitting atop the AFC East. You know what I mean? They're leading the division right now. And Drake May, their second-year quarterback, I mean, this dude looks like an absolute stud. You feel me? Drake May is playing off the chain, big dog. Every game, he was sacked a lot. I'm looking at it right here. He was sacked 6 times. But other than that, 18 to 24, completion percentage of 75%, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception, but he was sacked 6 times. So offensive line got to kind of get it together, but he played well again. Look at the rushing numbers. And then he runs the ball too. You know what I mean? Seven carries, 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Patriots are definitely a surprise team. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I thought that they would be a solid team this year, but I didn't think that they would be 6-2 good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy stats, man. Especially with a young quarterback. For the Browns, 21 to 35, 156 yards. I mean, for the Browns, Gabriel, what is his name? Dan Gabriel, whatever. Man, he's going to throw Shador up in there, man. Go throw Shador up in there, man. Let that man get a shot. You feel me? I just want to see him. But they both rookies, so Dan Gabriel gonna make mistakes because he's a rookie. But like I said, he was 21 to 35 for 156 yards, a completion percentage of 60, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So he played a little bit below average. You feel me? Facts. But yeah, Drake May, I like him. And I just like what the Patriots is doing. I like their coach, Mike Vrabel. You know what I'm saying? I always like when teams, when there's a few teams that come out and surprise the league. You know what I'm saying? And kind of take the lead by storm. Yeah, but yeah, they leading the Patriots are leading their division right now. They have game up on the Buffalo Bills. So Buffalo Bills thought this was gonna be thought it was gonna be just you know what I mean? A walk in the park. You know what I'm saying? Thought it was gonna be a walk in the park to go ahead on and win a division. They done won it what? They done won it 3-4 years in a row now. But the Patriots is like, oh yeah, hold my beer. You feel me? Watch this. So yeah, that's gonna be a battle down the stretch between the Patriots and the Bills to see who's gonna win that division. Browns ain't even worth talking about. You know what I mean? Myles Garrett, you know what I mean? Probably the best defensive player in the league, straight dog. You feel me? The defense is solid, but the Browns they can't get out their own way. All right. Next game, Giants, Eagles. The Eagles got the win, 38-20. Yeah, the Eagles, they had won their first 4 games. Then they had lost 2 in a row. Now I think they've won 2 in a row again. So, like I said a few weeks ago, I'm not worried about the Eagles, man. You know what I mean? I ain't never been worried about the Eagles. So they done what they were supposed to do. Great game from the defending champs. You know what I'm saying? The Giants fall to 2-6. Eagles now 6-2. Let me check out these stats. Jackson Dart, 14-24, 193 yards, 58% completion percentage. Was sacked 5 times. Didn't throw interceptions. Did throw a touchdown, but He was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Facts. But Jackson Dart been playing well. Let me check the Eagles stats. Saquon Barkley finally got on track and had a Saquon Barkley type game. 14 carries, 150 yards, a touchdown, 65. His longest run was 65 yards, and that's all he was saying. You know what I mean? Last week when he was like, bro, as long as we winning, it's good, bro. And every win ain't gonna be the same. Some games, you know what I mean? I might have a big game. Other games, Jalen Hurts and the receiving core will have a big game. Some games, you know, it'll be Jalen Hurts and one particular receiver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Devontae Smith, 6 catches, 84 yards. AJ Brown didn't play. You know what I mean? I believe he's out with a little knick-knack type injury or whatever, but he's still on Twitter tweeting and making posts, you know what I mean, about using me but not using me and all this stuff. Man, they don't even, I'm not going to say they don't need him, but bro, like, you not as needed to the team's outcome of success as you think you are, bro. You didn't play this game, and they played against a division rivalry and had a pretty convincing win, bro. So shut up with all the talking, man. Just go play football, bro. When the ball get thrown to you, catch it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But you overvaluing yourself, you overrating yourself, man, by thinking that you need to get the ball every play and throw the ball to me. Like, it don't work like that, bro. It don't. Do I want my receivers to want the ball? Yeah. But in an unselfish way, though, man. You know, I like AJ Brown, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, bro, all the complaints about give me the ball, I need the ball, they ain't using me right and all that, while you're the Super Bowl champions and while you're still winning and have a record of 6-2 halfway through the season, and you still talking about complaining about getting the ball. Man, just like I said last week, if my team is winning, I don't, man, stop talking to me about throwing you the ball. I don't give a damn. The objective is to win, not to win your way, just to win, period. However we get to win, that's all that matters to me. I don't give a damn about none of that other stuff. So stop talking to me if we win it. Stop talking to me about you need the ball more and all that and blah, blah, blah. And we just got through winning a professional NFL game. It's hard to win these games, man. No matter how good you is. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Next game. Next, in week 8, we had the Buccaneers and the Saints. The Buccaneers did what they were supposed to do. Saints are a bad team. They fall to 1-7. Buccaneers get the win. They improved to 6-2 after coming off a loss, I believe, against the Detroit Lions the previous week. You know what I mean? They got the win 23-3. Nothing really to talk about in this game. They did what they were supposed to do. Yes, they did. The final score was 23-3 in favor of Buccaneers over the Saints. Bucs didn't have to do a whole bunch. Baker Mayfield, MVP candidate, 15 of 24, 152 yards, 62% completion percentage. He didn't even throw a touchdown. Didn't throw an interception either. But you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do too much. You know what I'm saying? The Saints ain't doing nothing. Yeah, that's about it. Ain't really nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? They got the win, did what they're supposed to do. Next game. And so, yeah, like whoever said that in the chat earlier, the Bucks is dangerous. Oh, that was James Cash. Yeah, they are dangerous. Like Baker Mayfield, hey, he said that a couple years ago. Man, he woke up feeling dangerous. You feel me? But yeah, last week's win was just, you know what I mean? Ho hum. Just hey. Just them doing what they were supposed to do. An inferior team beating up on or a superior team beating up on an inferior team. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Next game, Cowboys Broncos. You know what I'm saying? The Broncos put it on the Cowboys, 44-24. Broncos improved to 6-2. Cowboys fall to 3-4-1. The Broncos, they are playing well. But they Bo Nix, I mean, that Dallas defense is just putrid. Absolutely putrid. I'm using Stephen A. words. Absolutely putrid. You feel me? This boy Bo Nix went off, threw four touchdowns on them fools. 247 yards, 19-29 for a completion percentage of 65 yards. J.K. Dobbins, 15 catches, 111 yards. I mean, goodness gracious. No. Yeah, 15 carries, not catches. 15 carries for 111 yards. You know. Let me look at the Cowboys stats. Dak Prescott, 19 of 31. Completion percentage of 61. 188 yards. 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Yeah, he played bad. You know what I'm saying? He's also an MVP candidate, but this was not one of those MVP caliber type games for Dak Prescott. Yeah, they didn't play well at all. And he didn't play well. CD Lamb, 7 catches, 74 yards. George Pickens, 7 catches, 78 yards. They got solid contribution from their top 2 receivers, but neither one of them scored touchdowns. And it just wasn't a whole bunch of touchdowns being scored. Somebody scored 1 touchdown, but not the key players. So Cowboys, they are who we thought they were. You know what I'm saying? They're a mediocre team. They have a very potent offense, a lackluster defense, and so that makes them a mediocre to average team. It just is. It is what it is. All right, next game. Like I said, I'm running through this, man. Titans, Colts. Listen, man. The Colts right now are playing like the best team in the league. You know what I'm saying? It's the only team that I will legitimately put above the Eagles. You know, people want to put 4 and 5 teams ahead of the Eagles and all that. Man, please, man. The Eagles are the defending champions. They have a 6-2 record. You know what I'm saying? The only team that I'll put above them is the Colts. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna knock off the Eagles in the regular season. So until they get knocked off, I'm never gonna have them lower than number 2 on my power rankings every year. Every week, unless they just, you know, end up losing 3-4 games in a row or something like that. Other than that, I'm gonna keep the Eagles at number 2, but I will rank the Colts above them for how they've been playing this year. Like Daniel Jones he hasn't had one bad game this year. Jonathan Taylor, they talking about him like an MVP candidate. You know what I'm saying? You know, Daniel Jones, 21 of 29, 72% completion percentage, 272 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. His stats are looking like this every game, bro. Every game. Every game. Daniel Jones is balling out. And somebody said something like, the hell? Somebody said something like, it's, you know, what's going on with the Colts, it's easy to see. It's their offensive line, and that's the reason why, blah, blah. Listen, bro, that may be true, but don't try to say that and take away from how well Daniel Jones is playing. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? These people always want to change it up and switch it up and give somebody a backhanded compliment or whatever, you know what I mean? Because they thought Daniel Jones was trash because of his last couple years with the Giants. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, bro. Because of his last couple years with the Giants. So they still don't want to give him his full credit. You got to give him his full credit. And even if you say it's the offensive line, okay, well, wouldn't say that then. Say, well, so basically what you're saying is that if the Giants would have had an offensive line, he would have played like this for them. Because he had 1 or 2 solid years with the Giants too. That's how he got paid all that money. You feel me? So, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yeah, we're not doing that. Give that man his credit. Daniel Jones has not had one bad game this whole year. Not even the game that they lost, he played bad. He's played well every single game. Every game. Okay? To me, the MVP is between him and Jonathan Taylor. Facts. Baker Mayfield right behind him. Dak Prescott has played well this year too, but the MVP right now is either Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor, and they both on the same team. Facts. Jonathan Taylor, 12 rushes, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns. Broke a run had an 80-yard run Like these people is playing just absolutely ridiculous. And yes, their offensive line is playing well. You know what I'm saying? Dim Lord say Drake May. Yep, I just got through talking about Drake May. Yeah, Drake May balling. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor, bro. I mean, him and Daniel Jones, they haven't had a bad game this whole year, bro. They balling. I'm from the Bay Area, bro. East Palo Alto, California, the same city where Devontae Adams from. Patrona 7. You did. You know what I'm saying? Right here by Facebook, you know what I mean, and Instagram. The headquarters is right there in my backyard, right by Stanford. You feel me? Yeah. We on that. We on that. We on that, man. But yeah, the Colts balling, bro. Facts. Colts balling. Can't wait to see what they're gonna do this week. I don't know when they got their bye or if they're on a bye this week, but you know what I'm saying. The Colts is balling. And then as far as the Titans, what did they do? You know what I'm saying? Cam Ward, 22 of 38, 259 yards, 57% completion percentage. He was all right. A touchdown, an interception. But yeah, they didn't stand a chance against the Colts. Colts is absolutely balling. Straight up. So we just gonna leave that there, player. And then Sunday Night Football, we had the Packers and the Steelers. That was a good game. It looked like the Steelers had control, and then the Packers came back and took control and kept control. And you know what I mean? The Packers just kind of getting a mojo back like they had the first two games of the year when they started out 2-0, and somebody on their team talking about, oh, they can go undefeated. Boy, your ass ain't going undefeated. But the past couple weeks, they kind of back to, they got that mojo back now. You know what I'm saying? Because after that 2-0 start, they had a few weeks there where they was kind of looking like, y'all got too big for your britches too soon. But now they look like they back, you know what I mean? They back doing their thing. Jordan Love was 29 of 37 for 360 yards passing, and completion percentage of 78%, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, he Jordan Love straight balled out. Ain't nothing else to talk about. T. Kraft, 7 receptions, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know, yeah, Jordan Love absolutely balled out. Aaron Rodgers was 24 of 36 for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times. Completion percentage of 66. You feel me? But yeah, that was a good win for the Packers. You know what I mean? And the Steelers is who I thought they were gonna be, bro. You know what I mean? They're a mediocre to slightly above average team. You know what I'm saying? They're probably gonna, just barely make the playoffs and get bounced in the first game. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen. They fall to 4-3. And that's just is what it is. And then Monday night we had the Chiefs and the Commanders. The Chiefs, y'all should have. Y'all should have buried the Chiefs when y'all had the chance. Now they got their mojo back. It's bad now. It's bad. The Chiefs is back chiefing. Okay. So they got the win over the Commanders 28-7. Like I said, they go to 5-3. The Commanders fall to 3-5. Jada Daniels, he's just having he's having it's not a sophomore slump. What he's learning is that NFL is big boy ball as far as the injuries go. What Jaden Daniels is learning this year is I got to figure out how to protect myself better. You know what I mean? So I can stay healthy and stay on the field to help my team win. That's what he's learning. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure it out. You know what I mean? So he was out. Marcus Mariota played in place of him, 21 of 30, 213 yards, 70% completion percentage, threw 2 interceptions. You know what I mean? He threw a touchdown too, but the interceptions is always going. You throw more interceptions than touchdowns. That's most of the time that's going to undo you, man. Yes, sir. So that's the issue for the Commanders is Jayden Daniels got to figure out when he gets back and for the rest of the year he got to, because it ain't over for him, but when he come back he got to figure out a way to stay on the field. And I definitely don't see the Commanders getting back to where they was last year as in the NFC title game. But if they just, Jay Daniels just need to figure out this offseason. He got to get stronger. You know what I mean? And just figure out the best ways for him to play to be able to stay on the field. That's what's going on with the Commanders. I keep wanting to say the Redskins, but I mean, as far as the Chiefs, like I said, when the Chiefs started out the season 0-2, okay, y'all should have buried them then. Now it's bad. Okay, they started out 0-2. Now they 5-3. That means the last 6 games they're 5-1. They all the way back. You feel me? EDD say free Tory. Yeah. Free Tory, man. You know what I mean? Free. You know what I'm saying? Free my dude from. You know what I mean? From about them chains and them shackles, fam. You know what I mean? They tried to unalive my dude up in there. Pat Mahomes, 25 of 34, completion percentage of 73%, 299 yards passing, basically 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions, but it didn't hurt him. Kareem Hunt, 9 rushes for 40 yards, a touchdown, average of 4.4 yards to carry. Pacheco, 12 rushes for 58 yards, average of 4.8 yards to carry. So, and then even Ray Rice had 2 carries for 12 yards. So and Pat Mahomes ran 4 times for 30 yards. So they rushed for damn near 150 yards. They had a good game running collectively as a group. Pat Mahomes did typical Pat Mahomes things. Travis Kelce is back looking like Travis Kelce, 6 catches, 99 yards. Basically 100 yards, a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Rice, 9 catches, 93 yards, a touchdown. Xavier Worthy, 5 catches, 53 yards. Smith-Schuster had 2 catches. So Chiefs is all the way back, but that's basically it, bro. I just want to get up on here and do my little rundown. Everybody in the chat, give your boy a like one time, man. Follow me on Twitter or X. Follow me on Instagram at Jada Snax, at JADASNAX. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just wanted to because I was supposed to do the weekly recap a couple days ago, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I just been working late into the day, you know what I'm saying? And by the time I be done, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a little bit too tired, I don't want to go live because I don't want my energy. Tonight I was tired, you know what I'm saying? But I had to just suck it up and just do it. You know what I mean? Just because week 9 has already started and all the games is gonna happen in the morning. So, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it wouldn't have been no reason to even to recap week 8. So I just wanted to recap week 8 real quick. All my usual suspects wasn't on here tonight because I started this live so late. You feel me? And yeah, so I just wanted to tap in with y'all. Shout out to everybody that did tap in. Eds 2, Patron 7. Sizzle was in here for a little while, or he might still be up in here. I know Sizzle will be quiet sometime, but Dim Lord, James Cash is up in here. You know, Dustin Mickle, busy watching YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to y'all, man. I'm going. I'll be back tomorrow or the next day with another episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some NBA talk. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got one or two little NBA things I want to talk about and address. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll be back in a day or two to talk about that. All right, Snax on Sports. I'm gone.